What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Ashley and I create a lot of photography, lifestyle, travel content. Today we have a pretty overdue video, as I have mentioned this twice in I think my last two Disney type vlogs. Nonetheless, we are getting it in right in time. So I guess it's technically not late, it's just a little later than I had originally planned, but it's gonna be a shorter video. I'm going to try and keep my storytelling and talking to a minimum and just kind of whip through this video and just make it a little informative. And that is because it is a Disney World trip announcement, but not just one, but two Disney World trips that are coming up. We leave for the first one in like 11 days, which is crazy to me. It's mind-boggling. I don't know how the time has gotten here, and I honestly just don't even feel like we leave in 11 days. I look at Luke, like every time we have a little countdown moment and we say like, oh, we leave in this many days, I look at him and I'm like, I don't even think it's gonna hit me that we leave until we're like 2 or 3 days away from the trip and it's time to pack. So crazy, but if it's not crazier, we get back from that trip on October 28th and I leave again for my second Disney World trip on November 2nd, just like 5 days later, 5-6 days later. So it's a lot. It's wow, because my head is spinning wrapping around the fact that I'm gonna be in Disney World for like 10-11 days within a 2.5 week period. So it's a little crazy, but that means good Disney vlogs coming soon. Okay, so I have my little cheat sheets printed. I've got one for each trip just to highlight the main points. So I hopefully don't forget. So if you see me glancing up and down, I'm reading off the sheet. I'm checking the dates, checking the schedules. Our first trip that we leave for is October 23rd through the 28th. So this one is a trip that I've always in my heart wanted to do, never had the right people to do it with, and God's timing has allowed this to happen. But this is like a friend's trip. These are with two of our very best friends and their little kiddos that are also our very best friends. And we're leaving on a Sunday afternoon, or we're really leaving on Sunday morning, and then we're getting home on that Friday. So this trip kind of sparked by Luke and I were having dinner with one of the other couples, and all three of these families, us and the two others, we love Disney World. We love Disney in general. So we talk about Disney like kind of often, but we had just like frequently started hanging out with them, and we were at dinner with them and we were kind of just like, oh, how great would it be to go to Disney together. And we were talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, Cosmic Rewind, that just recently opened this year at Epcot. And we jokingly were kind of just like, what if we all just go on like a weekend trip, just go to Epcot and just ride Guardians and just literally go for that main purpose. And literally like within a week, our friend Laura messaged us and she was like, let's make this happen. So she has a pretty substantial Instagram and TikTok following. So she reached out to one of a vacation home company in Orlando, and we are actually getting our stay gifted to us by that company. It is Loma Homes. And we are so excited to go. Luke and I have watched the Tim Tracker for years, and we've been watching a lot of their like vacation homestays that they've been doing, and it seems so cool. And so that was kind of what we mentioned to her, was like, oh, you should try and talk to these companies and see if you can get something booked through like a bartering system, since you have a great following on social media. What is happening is she is going to be filming some content for Instagram and TikTok and doing like reels and TikTok videos for Loma Homes, like integrating it into her channel. You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything else. This is her handle, and you just need to pop on over there in a few weeks and see what she ended up doing. And then my husband, who does a lot of content creation with video and a little bit with photos, a lot with video though, he is going to be creating like a B-roll video for them of the home before we really like unpack and make it our space for the week, for them to use as marketing tools. So thanks to Laura and Luke, we are getting this stay gifted to us, which is such an incredible blessing, and we are so excited. So we are doing that, and then our other good friends, we wanted them to come along with us and experience it with us. So all 3 families are going to be going, and we are so excited. So like I said, we will fly into Orlando that Sunday morning, and Sunday afternoon, once we check into our home, which is again Loma Homes, we are staying in we can't remember if it's the Castle House or the Fairy Tale House, like what the name of it is, but it's one of the 2. We are going to kind of like check in, but keep all of our stuff like in a car or in the garage, and work Sunday afternoon. It's kind of gonna be like an all work day, just to knock out all the work while it's clean, while it's like check-in ready, and then we will unpack, settle in, and we will be going to Disney Springs that night. Monday is Epcot. So we, like I said, we kind of planned this whole trip around Epcot, Guardians of the Galaxy, getting to ride Cosmic Rewind, and then just everything else was kind of like a bonus. So we are doing Epcot first. The reason we are also doing it first is because Luke is crazy busy with college football right now, because we are in the midst of college football when this trip was planned. He is actually going to have to leave Tuesday afternoon to fly out to wherever he is going for college football. So Monday is his only park day, so we made sure to let it be Epcot, since that was kind of what sparked the whole thing. But fortunately, that's the only day he's gonna get to be on the trip with us, like the only full day, I guess, outside of Sunday. So Monday is everybody, we're going to Epcot, all day at Epcot. Tuesday is like our off day, a rest day. We'll sleep in. I think we're gonna try and go to Disney Springs and do a cool breakfast as a group, and then come back to our vacation home. And during this time, our vacation home does have a pool. We're going to just kind of like lounge by the pool, swim, let the kids swim, hang out, and Luke will be packing up all his things and leaving for the airport that afternoon to go to his next stop for college football. The girls are having a girls' night at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So I am pumped about this. Last year, Luke and I did a night of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and that was like such a fun, cool, unique experience. It's definitely one of those splurge things that you don't do every time, and I'd always heard the Halloween one is amazing, and I just didn't think we'd get a chance to go for a long time. So I'm so excited, and no offense to the guys, but this is about to be the best GNO. So excited that we're gonna go do that. Get some girl time. And then Wednesday, we are going to Hollywood Studios. It's gonna be so fun with the little kiddos, with Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge and stuff. So really, really excited for that. And then Thursday is Magic Kingdom. We are ending in a bang. I personally love to end with Magic Kingdom, because seeing the castle as your last sight before heading out and leaving off your vacation is like so nostalgic. It's so sentimental and emotional, but it's the castle. Like that's the last thing I want to see of Disney World. So we're doing Magic Kingdom on Thursday, and then we will be coming back home on Friday. So we're not doing DAC, which is Disney's Animal Kingdom. We're not doing Animal Kingdom on this trip, because we did need to factor in like a rest day. We've got 4 kids, 3 and under. So we have 2 3-year-old boys, and we have 2 1-year-old girls with us on this trip. So we definitely need some rest and some downtime. So that is the whole trip for that week, the Friends trip. I think this is gonna be a Disney trip like none I have done before, or like can recall. Obviously, since I was the little kid, I've never gone as an adult traveling with kids, but Luke and I have wanted to do like a Friends Disney trip for years. We always were trying to arrange them through college, but a lot of people were just not Disney people like we were at that point, and definitely did not want to spend the Disney money like we were willing to do. This is just gonna be a trip that we live through the memories of forever, because we are such good friends with these people. We love their children, and this is just gonna kind of be like probably such a magical experience. All right, so moving on to part 2, which is the November 2nd through November 7th trip. So this trip ended up getting planned in January, February. It was very early into this calendar year. And then when this first trip got planned, it just kind of lined up where it was the week before. And as nutty as it's gonna be, it is what it is. It's gonna be a very magical 2.5 weeks, really. But this one is also a girls trip. So no Luke on this one. Again, college football's crazy. But this was one that is going to be between my mom, my grandmother, and myself. And I am so excited for this trip. My family went to Disney a lot growing up, but we never went around the holidays. And we always heard people go and say it was so fun during that time. We saw pictures of Disney World like decorated for Christmas and thought it looked amazing. But Disney World does raise prices on almost everything around the holidays, and it gets more expensive leading up to Christmas, and the crowds are also insane. It is the most busy time of year at Christmas. My mom and I, for years upon years now, have said we would love to go when it's decorated for Christmas, but not be there at the Christmas time with all the craziness. We had kind of said Christmas goes up November 2nd, finishes up the 3rd. So we had always said we'd like to go like early November, and we're making it happen. So I think it was when I got home from Very Merry Christmas Party last year, around the holidays last year, that I kind of looked at mom and I was like, you know what? I think next year is gonna be the year to do it. And we had both also said, you know what? Let's ask Gran and see if she'll go with us, because my grandmother has not been to Disney World since 82, I believe. 82, 83. We pitched her the idea of going with us and she was on board, and so I am just giddy that she's going with us. So Wednesday we fly to Orlando that early evening and check in. We are staying at Disney's All-Star Music. My family has always taken advantage of value resorts because it is the cheapest, because we are park people and we do not really stay in our room very much. So we do the value resorts and they are good enough for that. Thursday morning, we are starting off with Magic Kingdom. There was definitely some strategy as to why we picked the parks we did on the days we did, but we're starting with Magic, and I think that's gonna be an awesome way to kick off the trip. Friday, we are going to Epcot. Now my mom has never been, Epcot has always been her least favorite, but Epcot does have so many new contributions since she's been. My mom, the last time she went was spring of 16. By the time we're going, it's going to be, I guess, 6.5 years. That's kind of crazy, but she hasn't been in a while. She's been saying for a while she wants to go back. So it's been a while. Epcot has added multiple new rides and areas and theming, etc. since she's been. They also have the new Harmonious Nighttime Show, which I have not seen, and I've heard it's great, but we just got word that it's gonna be going away like next year. So really wanna see that while we're there. And we have a reservation for lunch at Teppanyaki, which is the hibachi Japanese restaurant, like sit down table restaurant in the Japan Pavilion. And if you remember, this is the restaurant that Luke and I ate at on our honeymoon on our Epcot day, and we absolutely loved it. This was probably the best meal I've ever had in Epcot. And I told my mom, I was like, we have to eat at Teppanyaki because you will love it. And so we got a reservation for lunch there. Saturday, we are doing Animal Kingdom. So Animal Kingdom is kind of one of those like early rise, but you get to go home earlier because it closes at like 7 o'clock or something. So we are going to have an early morning, but get in a little bit earlier, which will be nice on Saturday, so that we can, you know, just kind of catch up on our rest, give everyone a little bit of a break and get in earlier, because Sunday is Hollywood Studios. And like I said, it is one of my favorite parks. It has also gotten a major facelift since my mom has been. Since she went, like Toy Story Land has been built, and Galaxy's Edge has been built, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway has been transformed, added. So there's a lot for her to see. We're going to be doing Hollywood Studios on Sunday, and we have dinner reservations at Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. So we're gonna be doing that. And Fantasmic, the latest news on Fantasmic is that it is coming back in November. Now, will it be back by November 6th? Probably not. We're probably gonna miss it by a hair, and it makes me so disappointed. If it is back, it'll be by the grace of God, and I will be so excited if it's back, because I love Fantasmic and I would love for my grandmother to see it. And it's like a new show, so it will be new for all of us. But hopefully that is back at Hollywood Studios for that Sunday. And then our last day, Monday, we are doing like a half day at Magic Kingdom. So we're gonna start and end with Magic, which is super exciting, but there's just so much to do at Magic Kingdom that we wanted to be able to do it all since my grandmother will be with us. And so we are going to be going to Magic Kingdom, and we got reservations for Be Our Guest for lunch. So very excited about it. It is a really pricey place to eat, and it does have mixed reviews. I've eaten there once and I thought it was great. I had it for dinner. My mom has eaten there twice, and she had it for dinner and then breakfast when she went with a different group one time. And she said that it was not a popular favorite amongst the group for breakfast. So the lunch and dinner menu is the same. So I'm hoping that it's just as good this next time and that we enjoy it. But Be Our Guest is totally more of the atmosphere. You get a nice, cool place to sit down, rest your legs, but it's beautiful in there. It's very nostalgic for Beauty and the Beast lovers, and Belle is my mom's favorite princess, and I think my grandmother will just eat it up seeing the inside of Belle's castle or Beast castle and inside the restaurant. And then we will be leaving late afternoon to go back to our hotel, get our bags because we will have had to check out that morning, and hop on Mears over to the airport. I heard one time back when it was the Magical Express before it took over as Mears Connect this year, someone referred to it as the Magical Express when you arrive, and when it takes you back to the hotel to go home, it is the Tragical Express. All right, sorry y'all, my battery died, so if my camera position changed, that is why. That is the trip. Those are the two trips that are back to back. If you noticed, we are not doing park hoppers on either trip. Growing up, we always did the park hopper option because on park days that closed earlier or parks that closed earlier, we would go to Studios or Magic Kingdom, which were always our two favorite parks, and do more stuff there. So growing up, we had park hoppers all the time, but recently on most of my trips, we just haven't been adding it, mainly just because we have just wanted to stay at the one park all day, get as much done as we can, soak it all in, and it really does save quite a bit of money by not adding a park hopper option. And I think other than that, I included everything with where we're staying and the reservations and such, but that is it. We are very, very fortunate to be able to go on these trips and to have these opportunities. I will go ahead and give a little bit of a disclosure here at the end of the video. If you watched or looked at most of the videos on my channel, we do a lot of Disney trips, and I have mostly Disney content between pin videos. You can see my books here, or Disney merch hauls. I've got some of those, and then the typical Disney vlogs off our trips. And this will have been the fourth full Disney trip in exactly a year and a half when I get back from my second trip in November, which is a lot. 4 times to go to on a Disney trip. It'll be 3 times in World and once in Land, which was earlier this summer. That's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of Disney to be in a year and a half for 4 Disney trips in a year and a half. It's a lot. So this is going to be probably the end of the Disney road for Luke and I for just a little bit. At least for the foreseeable future. We love Disney World. I can talk about Disney World all day. I love it so much, and I do not want this to be misinterpreted as my magic tank is low or the magic is gone, because I know both of these next trips are going to be phenomenal and I'm going to be filled with Disney magic. But there are also so many places on a big bucket list of destinations that Luke and I want to go to, and we just think that next year is really gonna be the time to go to some of those places. We already have some travel established. I shouldn't say established, but it's in the works. Now, again, life could just throw us a curveball and we could end up being back at Disney next year. You never know. But as far as planning goes, because I am such a planner, when we look ahead into next year, it just doesn't look like Disney is on our radar, and I'm not sure the next time we're gonna be back. Please do not take that as I am ditching Disney for good kind of thing. Obviously, we have so many odes to Disney in our life, in this room alone. and we love it. So this is not the end, but I will say it is probably the end of some Disney trips for just a little while, which is a pro and a con. Cons being, if you like our Disney content and our Disney vlogs, we probably won't be producing as much of that next year, or, you know, for the next foreseeable few years. Pros being that the last 2 Disney trips we have been on, we have really had high intentions of vlogging and missed the mark and fallen pretty short. There's no denying that. We've kind of gotten sidetracked and not seen it as priority, and then we get home and we're kind of like rats. Why did we not do that? So I do think that going into these 2 very full, immersive trips, I will have the mentality of, hey, I've really got to vlog because I want these memories, and I don't know the next time I'm gonna be here. We don't have a date for that. So I think that the vlog content will be much better going into it. At least I plan for it to. So there should be lots of Disney vlogs, good Disney vlogs, that will be put out in fall and early winter this year from the 2 trips. And other pro is that if you do just enjoy watching travel vlogs and seeing different parts of the world, hopefully next year's content will be really full. We've talked about some international trips, one very seriously and a potential second, as well as some other really exciting, unique continental US trips. So if you like just travel vlogs and seeing cool places that are unique, that will be heavy in 2023 if I had to guess for my channel. So there are definitely pros to this situation, but I did want to give that disclaimer so that if you hear Luke or I say that in a vlog during our Disney trips that we have coming up, it doesn't like throw you for a curveball. So this is probably going to be the last video that gets posted before our Disney vlogs for these next 2 trips, and it is going to be a heavy Disney content channel for a little while. If you are here for the Disney, please do not go away. Please do not click unsubscribe, because it is going to be heavy in there. And we've got some really fun holiday vlogs that will be also coming out as we wrap up 2022. I can't believe this year is come and almost gone, but I fully intend on soaking up these last 2.5 months to their fullest extent before going into 2023. So be on the lookout for those vlogs. And as always, if you like this channel, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, and please consider subscribing to this channel, as it does help me with content creation and continuing to put out more vlogs. It really does help my channel. So with that being said, we will see you in the next one.